Oh, that's
You're
the
on.
one upstairs. That was Kenny Bender. You know
Yeah.
the restaurant we went to that time. Him, and he had a girl up there, and she's sleeping on the floor. I had to get rid of her. I told her, you can't stay up here. You know, she said, you can't put me out because I've been up here about a month. I said, no. I turned all the utilities off, turned the light and gas off. Then she moved.
Yeah.
But on my second floor, I got a Muslim lady, my daughter-in-law introduced me. Marie, you met Marie?
Okay.
And she lives in Cincinnati, but she comes to Cleveland and she needed somewhere to stay here, so I rented a room. And she's got this organization called the Musketeers.
Okay, yes.
You heard of them?
Mm-hmm.
What they do?
They help young people like that's in trouble.
They do a lot of different groups.
Yeah. And I sent you
So he put it
on
David.
Facebook. I sent you what they be doing. Yeah. I said I'd like for you to meet her. So she's in Cincinnati now, but when she come back, like one of the meeting we have, I'm gonna bring her up here
Good.
and introduce you to her. But she's
We
a
have
nice
work
lady.
together.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey,
Tonight we will be talking about the institution of home. We talked already in the past about the institution of church, government, business, and clinic. And tonight we'll be talking about the institution of home. In the beginning, when God made man, God gave man some perimeters to live by. Now, in the Bible it says God made only two species, a male and a female, of man. And that's all. And everything else that come here that call themselves something else other than male and female, that's a deviation from what God created, and it's a lie. And if the society gets you to believe that they have a legitimate political entity, anything other than male and female, then they're lying to you. And you could be silly enough to believe the lie if you want to, but all out in the universe with spiders, with bugs, with horses, with cows, with birds, there's only male and female. Every now and then there'll come a mutation come through that have both sexes, but that's a mutation of nature. But God intended, He made man, and then He made female, and then told them to bind themselves together and produce family. And tonight we're going to talk about the family. We're going to talk about home. Okay? First of all, God made the earth.
earth.
He made the earth. And He put man on the earth.
Yes, man
Man.
and man.
M-A-N means, man
Amen.
means making a nation.
Amen.
M-A-N, making a nation.
Okay.
And then, but He said man shouldn't be alone, so He made a female
Female.
component. Just like He made a
Woman.
female component and a male component to everything that He made. There's a male and a female component. And it takes those two components to reproduce itself.
Reproduce.
It takes a male and a female to reproduce. Two females can't reproduce. Lick each other all night long, but they can't produce nothing.
Oh.
Two men can't produce nothing. See?
Mm-hmm.
And so He made in other breeds. Two jackasses can't produce nothing. They can't because they're hybrid. But a male and a female is what they call diploid. They're two sets of
Diploid.
chromosomes so they can reproduce themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what He made as far as man. But man created the institution of home.
Oh.
Institution of home. Now let me read to you the science of home. And then we're going from there. The science of home. Everybody have this sheet. But anyway, I'll just tell you that home is a science of reproducing oneself, rearing child,
See.
and praising God. That's what homes do. And in order to do that, God has to have a man and a female that praises God. They do church work, they do government work, they do business work,
Cycle.
they do clinic work,
Cycle.
they do homework, and they do school work. Why? Because these are the these are only institutions all the institutions they have in the world.
System.
So a man and a female doing church work, a male and a female doing government work, a male and a female doing business work, a male and a female doing clinic work, a male and a female doing school work, and a male and a female doing homework. Now that is a marriage. That is a marriage. Everybody else that ain't doing this, they're playing with people. And they don't know the sanctity of God. When God put male and female together, what the Bible said, let no man what?
Be alone.
Set asunder. Let no man set asunder. A male and a female running their institutions, doing these work, is what produces a home. Now, what produces a neighborhood is a male and a female from the home. They produce a child. They reproduce a child. They teach their child how to run all these institutions. See? They teach this child how to. So when this child married outside of this, he married a female that he teaches her how to run this. He teaches her how to run development, training, administration, church, government, business, clinic, home, and school. And in turn, they have a baby that they teach how to do that. And when this baby marry outside of that,
Maybe that's a generation curse that's going on.
it is a generation curse because we don't teach this science in our home.
That's true.
See, if we taught the science of how to run, develop, maintain, and administrate these institutions,
It's talking about
our
similar.
homes wouldn't look like they look. Our homes look like they look because we don't teach it. And our kids don't.
We weren't taught it, right?
I know it. And you can't teach what you don't know.
No.
Because there's a lot of distraction going on, taking your mind off what it needs to be on.
That's true.
So be still and know that I am God. That's what it says.
See, so now as he teach his wife, then they did do another system, and then when they have a child, this child teaches, and they do another system.
Yeah?
And that's how you produce neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all with me so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
Confirmation.
And all of that comes out of the marriage of a male and a female, which produced by the home, institution of home.
That's true.
See? The only thing that can break all of this down, Al Porter, the only thing that can break all of this up, you know what it is?
A lie.
A lie. When Eve first come to Adam, she told a lie. She told a lie. And that's what started breaking up families. She come back and told Adam that you cannot eat from the tree in the midst of the garden. That ain't what God said. God said you can eat of the tree in the midst of the garden, but you cannot eat of the tree with the knowledge in it of good and evil, which was flesh.
Yeah. Open up your eyes.
Which was flesh.
See things you don't
It said once you eat that, it will open up your eyes and you will know life and death like God. Well, yeah, because you done killed something. You know it don't have life no more. So when she told that lie, it bust family up. And family's been busted up ever since she told that lie. Now the man, as ignorant as he was along with the lie. And then when God come walking down in the cool of the day, he approached man. He didn't approach a woman. He approached man. He said, Adam, what have thou done? And what did Adam want to do? Alibi and lying, right? Well, you know that woman you gave me. She gave to me some meat, and I did eat. He told the truth about that.
He gave the law to Adam.
Right,
He
gave the
didn't
law
give
to
it
Adam.
to Eve. He gave it
To Adam. But when Eve broke the law, Adam should have corrected her.
Yeah.
And because he didn't correct it, then God asked Adam, God asked every man, where art thou? What do you mean by where thou? Where are you on my word?
Eve.
What laws have you broken? Where are you on my word?
It's over the curtain.
See? Here's Adam. And Adam went to lining up. Well, you know the woman you gave me.
Yeah.
She gave me a piece of meat and I did eat. And God said, now,
But it wasn't a
why have thou hearkened to thy wife's voice? I made you. I made you man. I stood you up. I made you erect. I told you to follow my law. Now you bowing down following your wife's law?
She was
You're supposed to correct her, not go along with her stuff. Do you know how many men got in so-called marriages, their wife tell them everything? What to do, how to do it? Rather than them standing up and saying, no, God said do this, I'm going to do this. Now if you want to continue with me, you'll do this. But if you don't, I'm going to go on with God, independent of where you go.
But that's where I am.
See, I think there's a man
They know what
or
to do.
woman, the other woman, who love God, who want to do the will of God, should agree that I live in a hollow log, I drink muddy water, and I eat cardboard before I break one of the principles of God. And if you're that stern, then God will come along, and all God gonna do is give you a woman that'll hearken unto your voice. Which means he'll come along and make you. But in this society, we try to find wives and husbands that look good. We're worried about whether they listen to God. Oh, you sure is fine. Girl, I'm gonna get with him. Or the guy, damn man, she fine. Based on her specificity and not her fundamental.
I know that's right.
He look at her from her waist down. But she looking for a man to look at her from her waist up.
I know that's right.
See? First of all,
All over.
her allegiance to God determines what allegiance is going to be to me. If she ain't aligned with God, how can she be aligned with me?
Right.
Yeah,
That's even vice versa.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
That's
I'm not going to go
vice versa.
and live in a house with a woman who don't love God.
For men that
Because
don't.
I'll be producing my own downfall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll be producing my own downfall if I do this.
But
So,
God.
him and her run, develop, maintain, and administrate these institutions. Now, how did you do that? People say that's hard. It ain't hard. Sit, two of us. On Monday, we sit down and we talk about what we need from the church. We write it all down. We make work plans to get it. On Tuesday, we talk about what we need from our business, how we need to improve. We write all the stuff down and we do it. On Wednesday, we talk about what we need from our clinic. We write it down and we do it. And that's what you do with all of these institutions. And that's how you run your institution. Every week you sit down and you go through these institutions and find out what you need, and then you prepare work plans to do it.
But you gotta be yoked the same.
But you got to be yoked to
Be
say.
yoked the same.
I like that. I like how you said that.
He listened to God and she ain't. You ain't gonna do
He
it.
equal
It's
yoke.
gonna work.
He said be equal yoke. And that's a lot of things.
If he listened to God and she don't listen to God, you ain't, you know, you may be living up in a fine house out in suburbs, out in Heights and somewhere, but if your wife don't listen to God, you ain't got nothing.
Or if
Right.
you ain't listening
Right.
and she listening.
Where did you
That's
still
what
ain't got
it
it?
is.
She ain't got it.
Yeah, right.
It's about internal.
Now, it's about, as we talked before, it's about understanding and agreement. I understand what you said, I agree with what you said, and I'm willing to do that work.
Inside.
See, I'm willing to do the work. Now you got something. And them two people working together can have
Yeah,
anything they want.
working together.
They can have anything they want.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah,
And then-
working together.
Now, what's gonna spoil off of you having a real household is influence. And when other people see how y'all cooperate together and do things together, and y'all always helping and y'all always, they gonna wanna be like you. See, you don't make people like you because you tell them, be like me, be like me. That ain't why. People wanna be like you because they see you. And they see God is favoring you. And they see God gives you this stuff that he don't give other folks. And so they
your
step,
light saying.
yeah, so they step up and say, well, how do I get those things?
Yeah.
And then you turn around and tell them,
Curious.
be true to God. Love everybody and tell everybody the truth. See? And you'll get those things too.
Now, see,
God ain't
people
never
have
gave
that
me nothing that he
relationship.
wouldn't give Madam President. He ain't gave you nothing he wouldn't give you, or you,
I
or
agree.
you.
Something some people kind
He ain't no respected person.
He's not a respected person. Do the will, and then he do you. Do his will.
That's what to the kids.
See?
Praises goes up.
Blessings come down.
So with a couple already, to start with, if they pray together, if they pray together, that'll get it going. Even if they don't have no understanding, but they
That's a
don't
personal
have
relationship.
one accord of praying together.
Wanna
Pray together.
Yeah.
And through the prayer will come, if my people, whom are called by my name,
Mhm.
should turn from their wicked ways
Yeah.
and pray and seek my face. See, and all that comes through prayer.
Mhm.
And then God then would turn and begin to answer your question.
Humble.
See? I mean, it ain't no rocket science. God doesn't give us a method by which to get to him. See? Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will direct your path.
So, yeah.
And it ain't no rocket science.
Right.
That's why they come to me talking about Trump this week. Oh, he done stop the racial discrimination department. He done turn down, but he still ain't bothered me.
Don't focus.
Because I don't depend on Trump for my life on this earth. I don't depend on him. I'm not looking. See, if you're working on something and you depending on them to give you something, you'll never ascertain it. You will never get it. Because the closer you get to the something you're working on, the more they're going to give you. Look, all the people you see around that's rich and famous, they wanted something from the system. The system gave it to them. Now they can't even speak for their people. Why you think the politicians go downtown and they can't even speak for black people? People think because they're black that they can speak for black people. How y'all? Oh Lord, here comes the boss. Who y'all arrested?
Are y'all missing us?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Who y'all done arrested?
Hey.
I know y'all been out. And the very thing that you want from them becomes your God. And if you choose their God ahead of your God, then your God, he'll turn his back.
Just so, just
Yeah, he turn his back. Watch it. You know, I used to, Ted, I used to wonder, Reverend Bevel and I, we used to go places, right? And Reverend Bevel used to, you know, when people come up to him talking about stuff, and it was crazy, he turned his back and walked over. He said, "Damn, he was just talking to you." Jim used to say it, but he wasn't talking about nothing. Say, you run up on a man, what's up, Ed? You run up on a man who's talking, holding a conversation, where in his conversation, God is lower, he put God lower than he do the system, you walk away from him. He said, man, why you walk away? You ain't talking about nothing. See, I don't, let me tell you what I'm talking about. When men get to talking about women they slept with and all that, I walk away. I walk away, because that ain't about nothing. Oh man, I had what? Men don't talk about stuff like that. Men talk about what? Making a nation.
Nation.
All
And if
right.
that ain't in your language, don't
That's
talk to me about
right.
nothing. Because I don't talk to people about
Drinking milk no more.
no, I don't talk to people about that. Man, I got this girl across. Man, go ahead on with that. We need you down there helping the boys and the girls down in the neighborhood. We need no foul talk like that. And then when you talk about the sisters, you're talking under the skirt. Why would I be around for a illicit conversation like that? See, you can't get up higher until you grow up higher.
All right now.
You see what I'm saying? You got to grow up higher. Mentally, biologically, spiritually, emotionally. You got to grow up higher. How you going to get to God staying this low? You got to grow up to get to him. And what I mean by growing up, love everybody without any exception to the rule. Tell everybody you know the truth. And love God with all your heart, all your might, all your mind, and all your soul. See? That's how you get to God. And then when you get to God, the conversation you have ain't worldly no more. Oh, he sure is bad. I sure wish he come over my house. Come on. You about to lock in the devil and lock out an angel. If you pick a man, Sister Chuck, if you pick a man based on how he look,
No.
now I'm just saying, if you were to do that,
Oh, no.
you can't pick him on based on how he look.
No,
You gotta pick him on based on what his thought process
The
is.
morals and what they
Right.
do.
What's going on with
Yeah, because see, you'll get married to him in a marital situation, and he ain't gonna do nothing but beat your butt to sunrise to sundown.
it? No more.
None.
He wants you to be under his feet.
Don't get vexed. He ain't gonna do it no more.
Right on about
It's
that.
like Laura Carver.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie?
Who?
Did you see Laura?
No, I
Laura
didn't see
Carver. They had
It was
on TV
worse. It
last
was-
week.
She got
It was
details.
worse than that. It was.
Yeah,
What?
Laura, you know
Yeah,
Laura
I know,
Carver.
I heard about the movie, but
Yeah.
but she was
Oh,
getting
yeah.
beat up in the movie.
Worse.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, not, I ain't gonna say beat up. She was getting
Yeah.
beaten.
Basically.
Why would you put your
Beat.
body and your mind under auspices of a fool?
Sad.
But they start off cool, see. That's how they reel you on in.
Really?
Yeah.
They
you go.
reel you on
But-
in.
but
Then they
see-
show their true colors once you
They in
in.
there.
Yeah.
But here's the
I
deal.
understand that.
Here's the deal. You can pick up what they are just by talking to them.
Some of them have.
But they sweet talk all day.
Yeah, tell you.
Everybody on
Oh, they can sweet talk you first.
Listen. You be wanting that sweet talk. Listen. If you ask God for discernment, He'll show you the dark side in the midst of the light.
Yeah, but how many people, we don't even get to that point
Yeah.
of thinking about God, man, till you get older. You know, at least I didn't. You know, you hear so many things,
Yeah.
and man, you be, just like you said, talking about women and all that. When you coming up, man, that's what we did.
you're exposed to.
But here's the thing. What God said, acknowledge me in all my ways.
Yeah, right, right.
And the reason you didn't know that, because you wasn't taught that.
But
I was taught that. My parents taught me about.
Then you
they
didn't do that. Well, why didn't you do that?
I didn't know that particular scripture. All they knew, what man told me, and I still am a man. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness.
Yeah.
And all these things be added unto you. So,
And had we done that when we was younger, we wouldn't have went through what we went through.
right.
But that's
Good.
part of it. That's part of our journey.
Yeah,
And I think when
right,
you look at
right.
Laura's
You gotta crawl
story,
before you can walk.
and I think what she does, her sacrifice, her journey is to educate us all
That's
into
it.
what goes wrong. I think to me, because it you know, had I taken that left turn instead of that right turn, would I be sitting here with y'all? You know, where would I be?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think we just have to support people, because what really happens is people come and tell that story, and people are like, okay, next.
Yeah.
Don't nobody pay attention to that.
Yeah, but here's what I'm talking about. At the moment you become conscientious of your actions and how they affect God, and what God requires, at that point, you got to change.
Yeah.
If you don't change at that point, it's still going the wrong way, then you choosing the wrong way.
Boy, I be so wrong. I be wrong. I can't lie. I be wrong. But I just.
Here's what's gonna happen. You keep on going that way, you're gonna suffer the consequences.
Oh yeah.
You wanna say you reap what you
learn.
sow?
You learn then. I mean, because you pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get the knowledge. Yeah, you pay for it.
Once you know the truth about
Wake up.
something, and you go back against that truth that you know, oh, you gonna get a whipping.
Oh yeah.
God
God
gonna
is
whoop
God,
on
and we are not.
You're right.
You
Right.
don't whoop on you until you
And
get
I
together.
think-
God do whipping.
While we always wanna be right, and we want.
You wanna make
Tell you
it
just
right.
it come that time where because we are what we are, like you said, we fall short. The question is, who you surrounded with? What energy you surrounded with that keeps you from doing that. That's like with AA and NA and all the support groups.
Mhm.
They tell you show up for these meetings because they know the day you don't come, the
You
day
gonna
you
fall
make
off.
that excuse for not coming, that's what takes you down that next path.
Yeah.
And it becomes, it's not a big thing, it's the little things. It's always the little things, and it starts and it builds, and it goes from well, I didn't go last week,
We'll
well,
go this week.
weather was bad. A lot of people, they don't talk about it. A lot of people fell off on their journeys during COVID because they couldn't come together.
But that's when they hit the Zoom and you could Zoom.
Even
meetings.
Zoom, and we become too much with that Zoom stuff. Zoom is not the same as being
Being actually in the regular,
Yes.
What's that part in the Bible?
but they won't keep
says,
you together, so.
What it says,
Don't forsake the assembling of yourself.
right, that you say that,
Fellowship.
but it says, hearken
Not your home.
only to his voice, and that the voice that you hear, is it what his voice? It says something in the Bible about it. But see, before none of us do wrong, we know it. Some come to us saying that ain't right.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Some come
Been
to
and
us
did
saying,
it.
you know, you going over that woman's house knowing you married. That ain't right. That ain't right. And the voice tell you that before you even
You
go.
know you're supposed to be going over. Why you
You
doing
knowing
that?
it, you
And
know
still
it,
go.
You know it, yeah, but you still, that's temptation, man.
Right. And that
Because, you know,
Spirit talking to you.
Then the women
Yeah.
do it, and it's be a whole different story. When the women do it.
What the woman
When
does.
the woman goes knowing that he's married and they go,
Yeah, the same
so it
thing.
works the same.
Same thing. Same thing. Because see, when you get in a marriage, running these institutions together, that don't even come into your mind.
Yeah.
You got so much work you got to do to
Right.
clear the way that sex is a secondary
Yeah.
thing. And sex was only given to you to reproduce.
yeah.
Y'all being
But
strong.
we are, hey, but baby Jack, we are
Yeah.
fun with it, don't
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you,
Yeah.
if you know
Yeah,
how
that's
to.
right.
But everybody can't, so I ain't gonna say all that one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Like that.
That was two arguments.
I have virgin ears, y'all.
Okay.
We don't keep it going.
All right.
There was two men in history, they was arguing. There was a man named Ivor Adler, and there was a man named Sigmund Freud. And they brought their argument to the table. Sigmund Freud said sex is the dominant impulse in man. Ivor Adler said no, not so. The bid for attention is the dominant impulse in man. But I think when the blacks got there, the only thing was on the table was sex is the dominant impulse. You say white folks there when they said the bid of attention, because they want all the attention. Sex, black folks want all the sex.
Well, you know what? Sex is an attention grabbing process.
Yeah, but they had an argument through history, and then, but I say, the love and acceptance of God is the greatest impulse in life.
Oh, yeah, like now, we see that. We see that, but when you young and you're fire high, man, you don't see,
You don't think about
you
all
see
them
it,
things.
but then you going over there, man.
Little Julie's house.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Well,
Right.
you gotta figure out, you know, like that. What's that movie everybody was talking about?
Yeah, it was moving.
The one, the one where the brother had to go through all the learning. The young guy. It was a black movie. The war room.
The war room,
Oh, yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah, okay. I saw that. I thought I was kind of glad I ain't spend my money in the movie theater to see it, but I saw that.
I stream it.
And I think, you know, that's kind of, it really comes down to about what you surrounded with, the energy you surrounded
See
with.
your ear.
Environmental.
If it's like, if you surrounded with positive man thoughts and deeds, you know, and positive women thoughts and deeds, because the door flows both ways. Women need to be around women, and men need to be around men,
Right.
because you gotta have that example. You gotta have somebody that's gonna, you know, talk you out of your.
Can't get your way.
You know the best thing a young black man and young black woman can see is a healthy marriage and two people living in agreement with each other and a healthy marriage. That's the best thing they can see. Remember we used to say when Bill Cosby came on that it was a healthy program of here's a black man who ain't running, here's a black woman. They
Right,
got
ain't
some
doing nothing. They was
children.
all in the.
And it was one of the most wholesome programs on TV because they seen a holistic marriage. In image, they seen a holistic marriage. See, and that's about the best thing they can see to influence them to have it. That's why
Example, yeah.
My girls have never heard me calling mama out of her name. They've never heard me because I wouldn't do it. And everything that we have going on in the house, they're always invited to sit at the table for discussion.
It's a discussion at the table.
Beings too. You know, my house ain't no, I'll say this and that's how I go. Nah, I ain't.
Y'all come together as one.
I'm gonna be a dictator in the house and a Democrat outside the house.
You can't be both. Right?
You can't be both. You gotta start in the house with democratic principles, and then you take them democratic principles outside. That's what this marriage is about.
Yeah, but
See,
you
in this
learn
marriage-
that as you go, man.
Yeah.
You learn that.
It grows on you.
You know,
See,
cause
in
hey
this
man,
process-
like they said, you know, I remember when the first good job I had. I heard like all the guys, they say, keep your wife barefooted in the winter and big in the summer.
Say it one more time.
Barefooted in the winter and big in the summer. You know, have a pregnant during the summer. and have,
Oh, because nobody want them in the summertime. Oh,
He's
okay.
an insecure man.
Yeah, but that's what they were saying.
That's what they would say.
And that's
I'm just saying, well,
And
none of
that's
these
the-
things
That's
that
the
you.
influence. Feel the telephone to see if the telephone warm, cause your old lady.
Yes.
talking to
Okay.
someone.
There you go, Ted.
Yeah,
Ted.
Tell some
Ted.
Ted.
Bring it back,
So
Ted.
somebody to tell us around Ted.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. The telephone. Who you been talking to?
And they really go back.
The telephone warm. Yeah,
You just got the phone.
But
Hey,
hey,
redial.
You can read that star 67, star 69.
They should have never got married if they don't trust each other.
Right.
And that's sad.
So yeah, why would you get in the middle of marriage now you don't trust the woman that you chose? You chose. Ain't nobody coming
Put you that
in
you
your life
chose
and
and
say,
now you know what? Now,
You chose it.
now, hold on now.
Come on now.
You chose the one.
I ain't back with Ted. I got married in 2009. I'm telling you right now.
You go
I
check the
think-
phone.
I ain't checking. You know, I ain't checking nothing.
You don't check the
'Cause-
phone.
No, cause
Like,
I don't
yeah,
believe.
you done got
You know
by
what? You
that.
know what my thing is?
What?
If it matters, I'm gonna say something. And when I say something, you need to listen.
You need to listen.
Cause I don't say much. Why? Cause you gonna wait a minute. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. You know.
Yeah.
Now
When you get older, yeah. but
So we not. I'm not on that. But what I will say is when I speak up, when I'm saying something, all right, wait a minute. There's a little problem here.
So you got to listen in there.
Yeah, I know, cause I mean, look, you get to these points these days. First of all, this is a new world, and for where we are, women. My wife, she career on it. She a nurse. She wanna do stuff. I can't. What I'm gonna tell her not to do? She went to school just like I did.
Because it says, God made man. Male, female made he them. How you doing? Male, female made he them. He made them equal to run these institutions together. He didn't put him dominate over her. God don't do that.
When I said
And then,
control them, as they say.
and after he did all that, he stood back and gave him free will. Gave him free will and he said, now you can be intelligent about being together, or you can be ignorant about being together. Be intelligent about being together, run your institution for your own benefit. To be ignorant about being together is to start blaming each other and fighting each other and fussing and fighting and carry on foolishness.
Hey, you know what?
But
He gave her free.
You learn that.
Come on, y'all.
You learn that.
Yes,
You
yeah.
learn
Hey.
that.
Talk.
You be young, man. You listen to other people, and then you doing wrong too.
Right.
Because you looking at the women and all that.
Yeah.
chasing
They tell you
them.
not to,
But
then
you
he
know
said
what?
he's doing it.
You gotta remember one thing. God gave him free will, but Visa gave him a damn credit card. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
What would you say?
Lisa gave you the credit card.
I'm like, hell.
So that's the key to getting the credit card. That's
Nah,
the key.
you-
Nah.
But now listen, marriage. This is marriage. That other stuff that you see ain't marriage.
It ain't
If you
marriage.
and your wife don't run, develop, maintain, and administrate your institutions in your household and raise your children by the same way, then you ain't married. You got a legalized license to have sex with each other
Ready
for
for
4 or
that.
5 years. But you're really not married. To be married, you have to trust in each other like you trust in God.
Amen.
Say that.
So that's
I
when you
hear-
start praying together. That's what it's.
Pray together, stand
Say
together.
that.
Yeah,
You
okay,
gotta
I
be
understand
yoked the
that.
same, man.
So you might have an old lady at your house and she agreed to give you sex for 5 years and you agreed to take care of her bills. That's the legalized arrangement for sex. That ain't
And
marriage.
they the
I
sad
got it
shit.
5 years.
I don't
I'm
know.
5 or 10.
I don't know. I think that's
It's a deep conversation.
But when you got a real marriage, everybody in the neighborhood know it.
Know about the marriage.
Know about the marriage, because they see you together. They see you doing stuff together. They see you walking together, working together. When you got a real marriage, they know it. And let me tell you something. Ain't a woman in the world.
Say that again. Wait a minute.
They hear you fussing.
Look,
Okay.
ain't a woman in the world don't want to live in marriage. And that's the beautiful part. Every woman, I've never ran across a woman that didn't want a true, real marriage.
Explain the real true marriage.
Not because deep down, God made a intuition in a woman to want a real man to bear her children and to raise them. That's an intuition God put in a woman. He put that in the woman. Do you know in relationships, 90% of the first relationships go bad it's because the man had something to do with the woman outside?
Yeah.
True.
It ain't the woman. She'll go along with you as long as you taking care of business.
And they accept it, right.
And they accept it. But once she's saying you stepping out, you know what her thing is?
She gonna
You
step out too.
Hold on. Wait a
Am
minute.
I mean, it's the truth though.
Wait,
But it's the
wait.
truth though.
Hold on.
They gon' that's
Hold
what's the
on.
truth
Wait a
though.
minute. Let a brother put a penny in it.
It's
It's
the truth.
You gonna say this? I think what it is these days that people go into relationships with expectations. And you
Okay.
and see, and the problem is when them expectations on both sides.
Hey,
So when expectations are being met on either side, when somebody short, like the Browns on 4th and 1,
Oh
when
Lord.
you ain't getting what you supposed to get, you a little bit upset.
but you see, here's what happened in this marriage. If there's not an expectation been filled, him and her, they go to the clinic and they work it out. They go to
The clinic is the
It's the science by which you purge yourself from character defects. And so you go to the clinic and you stay in the clinic until you work
so
it
you
out.
work it out.
What don't you understand that if you understand, you can solve this problem? And you stay and you talk to each other. Do you know most of the relationships break up because people won't talk?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
It's communication. Like communication.
Alright,
Girl, you said-
alright, because we don't want to hurt your feelings.
But,
No, bring it. You gonna
And keep it
See
nasty
around
and
whole
dirty.
stuff in. That's
That
what-
whole
We gotta
stuff in, that's what
hold-
we don't.
we trying to do our best to say, you know what, I'm gonna spare you this.
but,
Sometimes
If
let
I-
it
if
go.
I cut
That's
it
the problem
loose-
right there.
but if you don't want to hurt my feelings based on
Don't be
something
me,
that's
right.
true, you're a coward.
Bingo.
Alright, if I,
I'm just saying,
Alright.
just bring it on.
Fine.
Hey,
Bring it to me.
I'd rather know than not know.
I'd rather hurt, and I'd rather hurt and but get through
Y'all-
it.
And knowing and not knowing that
Y'all-
hurts. It's a big
y'all-
difference.
you saying that now.
I've been there, so I know
You
that.
ain't never,
I've
hey,
been there
okay, you
already.
been there? Okay.
That's why I'm relating.
And you
I've
know
been there
what it's
already.
like when it got cut loose. And it wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty,
It
but
wasn't
that's the
pretty.
pain.
But that's the
have
thing you
to
need to
go through.
have.
You talk about the hurt. It's hard to come back from that.
Because I was.
It is. I've been through it.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't hold so much stuff in.
This-
It
But
was just like,
then as you go through it, you mature, then you
you
know.
mature right, so
That's
better.
how you mature.
Come on,
This
y'all.
girl- This girl I loved in high school. I was very classroom.
Come on now.
I was around she walked.
Come on.
I walked in the room catching her kissing my friend.
Your friend.
Your friend.
You know, and that hurt me.
Broke your heart right.
But I had to work on myself. And you know what I found out it was?
It wasn't
a
her.
false assumption on me that I thought I could own women.
Oh.
And once I worked back through this, I said, man, you don't own no woman. All women belong to God. once I worked back through that and took my emotional attachment
Took your emotions
off of
away?
people, I can see 2 raccoons kissing, they don't bother me.
Okay,
Wait,
so come
wait a
on.
minute, wait a minute. I put a down payment on that though.
See,
Hold on,
I put a down payment.
now that's what that.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking
I went to Jared's, okay?
Oh, because the rain was there. No.
I went to Jared's.
about. Go
Look,
ahead, go ahead.
Doesn't it depend on how you say what needs to be said? I mean, you can swear at your partner
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
say all kinds of mean things,
No, you shouldn't be able to do that.
but when you do that, you're not really communicating.
You're not.
Yeah, if you say, you know, I am really bothered by thus and so, and not point fingers and yell and all that.
Scream out,
you
right.
can really get to a discussion about
What
what's
you can
wrong.
discuss. But most of the time, when you come to a person and you accuse them of doing something and they are really doing it, they're gonna get defensive.
Yeah.
that's right.
Right, because they really do. Right.
That's right. So I mean, that's what I'm saying, y'all. You know, when you start talking about having that real conversation, and when them real words start coming forward, you have to. That's why you talk about a man. A man don't want to tell you that it ain't right, that it ain't. He don't want to tell you that you ain't perfect, because you know why? If you're not, we made the mistake, and we feeling that.
Come on, yeah.
We feeling that. We like, hey, wait a minute.
'Cause for
This ain't what it's supposed to be, and this is what I
perfect?
chose.
Nobody's perfect,
No.
though.
When I say that,
Nobody's
I'm
perfect.
saying that men,
and then
we feel like
'cause that's
there's
our
an
love.
ownership of the what didn't work.
Oh.
There's an ownership of that, cause we like, you know, wait a minute, you go.
we talking about marriage or we talking about?
I'm talking about marriage, because that's the land I sit in. So I'm saying that when a man don't want to admit he made a mistake in marriage. He don't.
True.
What I found out,
That
going
is true.
through life, I found out that boys flying kites can hold in their white winged birds. But you can't do it when you split flying words. Thoughts and express can fall back dead, but God won't stop them once they say it.
That's
So-
right.
so I don't-
Say that again. Come on. One more time. Say it again.
So I don't
said
throw the
it.
words out there
He can't
because
do it.
it's hard to take back.
But we see he got.
You know, once the police shoot a bullet out there,
Can't take it back, right.
They can't
Because
retrieve
it can't come back. It's gonna
it.
hit.
You can't come back. So you got to be very careful how you talk to
Words,
people and
yes.
hurt people's feelings, because you can hurt people's feelings that
But
will
the
last
words.
Mm-hmm.
forever. So
I said I've been through all that. That's what I'm saying. Been through there all that.
So in a relationship, you owe each other
I'm
to
a
love
fix
each
that.
other and to give the best approach you can give. But first of all, you don't stop. You got an anchor. You got God at your anchor.
All
She
the
loves
time.
God and you love God.
That's right.
So y'all would really
No,
want
that's
not to
it,
hurt
right.
each other, but to do each
That's
other
what it-
that which is right.
So while you think we might be being cowardly,
I'm saying.
it's us being like, you know, I don't really want to go there with this, and I'm gonna hold my own peace.
But that,
Humble.
Then it's gonna build up. It's gonna be work.
Humble.
but there's
Okay.
a nice way to say
You really don't want to
everything.
humble.
There's a good way to say everything.
There is. And be patient with me while I figure it out.
He said you.
Because-
But you figure it out.
Yeah, because you gonna cut it. A woman gonna cut it loose and not think twice.
Yeah.
You will. You will say something that'll cut a man to the quick.
True.
And
I'm
we not.
saying,
And
yeah,
we
yeah,
not. We
yeah.
not. Wait a minute. We gonna sit there. We
Because I
gonna
did
sit
have
there and
some-
be like, "Dang, she just said that."
I got it.
But when we say it, when it comes from us, it's like
So
thunder
we
and
gotta
light.
like, because I got that.
I have a nephew. I have a nephew. His wife, and he probably watching now. Carmelita and Curtis. Kurt told me one day. He said, "Oh," I said, "Yeah." He said, "You got to teach people how to treat you." He said, "You got to teach people
You gotta treat people
how to treat you. Like you take like. I never say anything bad about my wife
Okay.
in front of nobody.
Okay.
People treat your spouse like you treat
It
them.
is. Talk to him like crap.
And people treat
I done heard
you
him. I'm like, you just
like
that's
you
your
treat
wife?
yourself.
Oh
See, somebody come up and say something very negative to me. I won't outright jump on them in the crowd, but I catch them.
no. You pull him like, hey, let me say something.
I said, no, I'm not like that. Here's what I'm like. Da, 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 da. I discussed it, where Reinhold Niebuhr said man is more apt to act immoral in crowds than we are as an individual. So I get people on the individual level and talk to them, and they're more talkable on the individual level than they would be in the crowd.
Right,
Because in the
one
crowd,
on
they
one.
gotta show out.
They won't get,
So I go to an individual. But the way I treat myself is the way people treat me. And if the one who want to treat me wrong, I can ignore that. I ain't got to deal with that. See, you got to always remember, in a relationship, there's certain things you want to talk about, and then there's certain things you ain't got to deal with.
Right.
Just tell them, no, I don't want to deal with that.
I won't deal with it.
I do it when I feel a little bit better about it, and we can talk about it.
Bless you.
Because see, two things you owe your spouse, especially you owe them to love them, and you owe them to tell the truth. That's the base of your relationship. That I love you, and I'm gonna always
Tell you
be
the
truthful
truth.
to you. And then you said at the minister, when y'all had took your vows, I'll forsake you. I'll forsake all others for you. You said it. You said it before your minister in God.
Came out your mouth.
Now, and it
Right,
come
say
out
that
your
again.
mouth.
Out of your
So
mouth.
what do I hold you to? I hold you to what you said.
Okay.
You said,
And that's what the thing, hope.
you know, I'll be with you till you die. What they said, Ted. If you didn't mean it,
Shouldn't say it.
you shouldn't say it. But when you get on that, you should live by it. This is a proposition that you live by. Do you know when geese pick mates, they don't never
Yeah,
leave?
pick 'em for life.
For life.
Yeah.
Well, now
They
how
like that
great are
overseas.
you than the geese?
Yeah, but you learn that. You get to a point where you learn that. Because you got to be yoked the same, man.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
that's
so
why you
that's
shouldn't
starting
take.
out. That's starting out. If we start praying together, you got to do
Together,
things
stay
to
together.
keep you close.
First of all, what get you
Communicate.
together.
Drink a pop
You
together.
shouldn't pick up and take spend no time with no woman that don't love God. You love God.
Yeah.
You should, and then you got, see, that's what courtship is before holy matrimony. You got to, all courtship means, I'm gonna be with you for a while to see how you are, to see if we match. See, and then when you finally agree, this is the woman, God, then you make your commitments. And those commitments don't come lightly. Cause you ain't bargained for no woman for 6 years to have sex with a license to have sex.
No,
You
it
bargained
ain't
for a
about
woman
that.
for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So you gotta be very, very careful who you pick.
Now you
Or
love.
you gonna wind up in the morning looking over there hating her. Cause you
Because
picked her
feel
for the
love.
wrong
You
reason.
chose.
Yes, it was
And
not.
all right, y'all. That's,
Woo.
that's
Hey,
a
that's
That
part
was
of
good.
the
Cover
deal.
that, it was a good sentence.
That's part of the deal.
We.
It ain't.
All right, so anybody out there, if you heard something here, you want to comment on, just text me a message and I'll answer your questions next week. Thank you. I'm glad you was able to tune in. Okay.
I'm ready to do a clap.
Yes. Had a long part, a long spot.